What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some things that Jamie Kennedy recently had to say regarding his character's demise. We all know Jamie Kennedy is responsible for the fan favorite character of Randy Meeks, who was in the first three Scream films. He died in the second movie, of course. He had some things to say during a recent sit-down that he had with the Cheat Sheet, Showbiz Cheat Sheet, to promote his upcoming stand-up special on Tubi. It's coming out, I believe it came out today, actually, on the 25th of May, which is today. He had some interesting tidbits to share in regards to his character's legacy, the fact that he is very understanding of why the character of Randy died, and also I feel like what he basically had to say here, what I took away from this, is that he feel like his character served its purpose and the character had a good run. Those are some things he had to say briefly, and he's satisfied with how things turned out. Not to say that he would never get back in the character's shoes, but I feel like he's fine with keeping the character dead. So I'm going to get into some things that they talked about. He basically, for the most part, was saying how excited he is about the upcoming project and how excited he is that a lot of people, a new generation rather, is going to be experiencing the Scream series, and they get to be a part of Scream 5. They're going to get to see Scream 5 hopefully in theaters when everything is back to the way it should be, or when we figure out what our new normal is going to be. He basically shared tidbits and talked about how he's into the horror genre and everything that's going on with it today, from the Jordan Peeles to the Jason Blums, A24. He talked about Hereditary and The Witch. I'm gonna go over one of the quotes they have here from it. He said, "Horror's in an incredible place. Between Jordan Peele and Jason Blum, the A24 and Hereditary and The Witch, there's just all different types of horror. James Wan, it's really evolved into this wonderful place. Psychological with a lot of levels to it. It's taken what Scream had done. Scream was meta, and now it's gone even more." Now, what caught me by surprise was how he did say that he feels that with Scream 5, they're going to get he hopes that they basically give us the same feel of what we're used to, but he thinks that it'll have some of today's new twist in it. Now, what I'm getting from that is Jamie Kennedy's hoping that in Scream 5, we have some type of psychological aspect to it, some type of meta mixed with psychological, mixed with multiple meanings, which I'm perfectly fine with. I feel like Scream in itself has multiple meanings already. I don't think we need to go too far down the road of a Hereditary or Midsommar or The Witch, for that matter, all of which are good films. I just don't really fancy us getting a heavy aspect of that from a Scream film, but I can understand what he's saying. There's plenty of ways they can implement that in a way. And then he also basically went on to talk about the character of Randy, because I know a lot of people are still upset that the character passed or got killed off in Scream 2. He did have a brief cameo in Scream 3, of course, to tell us about the ending trilogy rules when Scream was once planned as a trilogy, and Scream 3 was going to be the final chapter. They brought him back for Scream 3. What I want to talk about here from that is how he basically is excited for the fact that his character, not even as a character, but him as an actor, him being Jamie Kennedy, he's excited to be an audience member for Scream 5. Now I'm guessing that means he is basically confirming that he is not going to be participating in Scream 5. We won't know officially who and will not be participating until we actually have an official casting announcement, or until, of course, we get a set of news where we get confirmation that someone else has joined the cast, like with David Arquette. But he's excited to be an audience member and be on the outside looking in for Scream 5. He is looking forward to seeing Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Neve Campbell, the surviving trio, return. He just wanted to see this new adventure that the film takes them on. So with him talking about it like that, he's either keeping it a secret, or he's, at this point in the game, I don't, unless Radio Silence and Spyglass Media have instructed everybody to go around and potentially talk about Scream 5 if asked, but don't disclose your involvement unless given permission, or unless it comes from us directly. So he's either teasing, or this is all the confirmation that we are not going to be seeing Jamie Kennedy or the character of Randy Meeks in Scream 5. So for all those people who are wanting him to be alive and having faked his death, it doesn't sound like we'll be getting that. Me personally, Randy faking his death and then showing up all these years later again, no. I love the character of Randy. I love it. I love that character. If they were able to bring him back somehow, of course, bring him back. But again, not all of these characters need to be alive to be brought back. We seen Randy come back in Scream 3 perfectly fine. I feel like the only thing you could do with any of these characters at this point is just have Sidney have hallucinations of them all being together in their middle ages and things like that. A nice little scene where we have Neve Campbell playing Sidney Prescott, and she's reminiscing and she's imagining what her life would have been if none of her friends had been killed and Billy Loomis wasn't a crazed killer. She's imagining herself in modern times with a modern middle-aged Skeet Ulrich who can play Billy Loomis again, of course, in that hallucination. Jamie Kennedy's back as Randy. Rose McGowan can appear as Tatum. Matthew Lillard back as Stu. That's the farthest thing I think we'll get to having any of these characters back at this point. I never really was a big fan of that he faked his death thing. I know when that theory was going around, though, Jamie Kennedy actually was a fan of it. Not to say, and what I want to bring up is the fact that him being a fan of it doesn't mean that, okay, let's make this happen. Okay, yeah, this is something that definitely needs to happen in one of the movies. He's probably just a fan of the theory in itself, like how I'm a fan of Stu Macher being alive and being one of the Ghostfaces in an upcoming film. Now, I'm a fan of it, but at the end of the day, is that really going to be something that needs to happen? Will it make a lot of sense? Will it be something that is even going to be worthwhile? Is it something we should even venture into at this stage of the game? No. Anyone who's dead right now, do not bring them back. And if you're going to bring them back in a way that honors the character, and it's just something, it's going to have to be done in an hallucination type of way. I'm pretty sure Randy doesn't have any more tapes lying around. I'm pretty sure during the production of Scream 3, they didn't film extra tapes just in case they decided to come back down the road and make a Scream 4, 5, and 6, because again, Scream was planned as a trilogy. But when he was speaking about the character of Randy, he basically had this to say. He said, "I'm dead, so I think it's great. I know all the people involved. They're like an extended family. I think it's great. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's awesome that it will keep going for sure." And then also, let's talk about that bit. He says he knows all the people involved. Now, I'm assuming he's talking about Neve, David, and Courtney, or just those three in general. I don't believe he's getting into the fact that he knows who's involved with Scream 5. But if he is, he might have also just loosely let us know that the movie is going to be moving forward and be a continuation from Scream 4. And then also getting into the fact that he doesn't regret the character of Randy dying. Because that was one of the biggest surprises, and I've made mention of this for quite some time. The film series itself, Scream hasn't taken any risk, in my honest opinion, since Randy's death. They've teased that they were going to take risk in Scream 3. They didn't kill off one of the main three. They didn't take any risk really in Scream 3. The only risk they took was becoming a convoluted story that loops itself back into the whole original film, which is fine because it's not that convoluted. It makes sense, but still, we know that wasn't the original intent. We know Roman wasn't always the plan. When speaking about the character of Randy some more, Kennedy said this. He said, "Look, I had a good run. It was a good run. People really love my character. I think the fans, there's not a day that goes by where I'm in public where I don't run into somebody where they just say, yeah, hey man, Randy Randy should have never been killed." And he believes their voice was silenced when I was killed because the voice of the characters, because Randy was the voice of the characters of the audience. The audience lived through that character. They lived through Randy. And as many of us know, I feel like a lot of us agree with that. Randy spoke for us. Randy was the audience. He was our mouthpiece. He was everybody in that theater in 1996 combined into one person. He said, when asked if he regrets it, well, actually, I don't even think he was asked, but he said, "Do I regret it? No, that's what makes Scream great, because you kill people off that you love and you care about. Then you don't know what the next one is. That will keep you on your toes. So they keep killing off important figures or characters. That's what keep the series so vibrant." Now, that's an important bit right there. That's what keeps the series so vibrant. The series itself has not, in that regard, the series has not been keeping itself vibrant that way. We have not, Scream has been playing it safe the series itself has been playing it safe since Scream 2. Glimpses of Sidney dying have just been teased. Sidney herself, the character, does not need to die. But one of the main three need to go. It needs to be either Dewey or Gale. One of them needs to go. At this point, we need to take risk. Nobody's going to be accepting Sidney dying. Sidney's the heart and soul of the franchise. Sidney dying isn't going to be accepted until the last movie, if she's even around by then. Or if they even get to make a last movie, assuming Scream 5 isn't intended to be the final film. Nobody's gonna want to see Sidney die. We have to take risks somehow. We have to kill Dewey or Gale. Jamie Kennedy speaking on this and recognizing that is something that I now feel confident in my statements in my same sentiments when I say that the Scream series hasn't taken any risk since Randy died. They've just been playing it safe. One of the main three need to die. It's time. One of them has to go. We all love these characters. It's not a matter of us wanting them to go. It's a matter of taking risk and recognizing that, hey, we can honor the past, making them a part of the present while building towards the future. Either Dewey or Gale, one of them needs to go. I very much appreciate what Jamie Kennedy had to say in that last bit of that interview, because it speaks to me in such a massive way. It's not a matter of us not liking these characters and thinking that, oh, if they die, it's not going to be something we'll miss. We're going to miss that character. It's a simple fact of us taking risk and doing something that is different, doing something that is going to be respectable to the character. If we're going to kill them off, we're not just going to kill them off and then not bring them up again. They're still going to be very much a part of this. They're always going to be a part of Scream. Dewey and Gale and Sidney are always going to be Scream. But Dewey or Gale, in my opinion, it's time for one of our main three need to go. They need to go. We've been with them for a long period of time, over 20 years. We've seen them go through some, of course, four different Ghostface killing sprees at this stage in the game, and it's time for one of them to just get gutted and be gone. That's my honest opinion on it. It's not a matter of us not loving these characters. That some of us want them to go in the weirdest way. I know I already hear the people in the comment section. We want them to go because we love them. They're growing tired. Some of them are growing tired. The running gag of them constantly living through this is growing tired. We need to keep a couple of them around. In my personal opinion, I'd keep around Gale and Dewey at this point. Not Gale and Dewey, I mean Sidney and Dewey. Gale can die, and then just build up into a Scream 6 with a fresh new set of supporting characters, some of which can return from Scream 5 in the series rightfully. Do something risky in the final stages of this series. But let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comment section below. What do you think about Jamie Kennedy's comments on this? If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you never miss a video. In the description, I'll have links to my social media accounts on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there's any movies, news, or reviews you would like me to cover in the future. With all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.